Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to, welcome to a brand new season of our Universe mode. Now, if you haven't seen my channel update of the last few days, basically what's happened is I've been promoted at work, and it's a great opportunity for me, but it is going to really reduce the amount of time I've got to do recordings and things like that, so I'm going to have to greatly reduce my schedule. That is why we're going to start a new Universe mode with just 2 weekly shows. We're going to have Ring of Honor and Lucha Underground. Then we're going to have pay-per-views every Sunday still. We're going to have Pro Wrestling Guerrilla pay-per-views on the first week of the month. We're going to have Evolve pay-per-views on the second week of the month. We're going to have Shikara pay-per-views on the third week of the month. And of course, Ring of Honor will get their pay-per-views on the fourth week of the month. So that's something new that we're going to do. PWG, Evolve and Shikara won't have weekly shows, but their pay-per-views are generally going to last 2 or 3 days. So hopefully we'll still get some pretty good shows out of it. And of course the Ring of Honor and Lucha Underground shows are only going to have 5 matches on as well, which should speed the whole process up. Now this evening we've got a huge packed card out for you. We're going to start off with a rivalry match between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. That's going to be a really good match. I'm looking forward to that. Then we're going to see Kenny Omega taking on Jay Lethal in a rivalry match as well. Be a top class rivalry, this one. We're going to see Matt Sydal taking on ACH. Again, a really, really good rivalry that could be. We're going to have a Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match as War Machine, Hanson and Raymond Rowe take on Bad Influence, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. And then our main event is going to be a Fatal 4-Way Falls Count Anywhere match for the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Davey Richards, Roderick Strong, Michael Bennett and Tommaso Ciampa. I will stress that both these championships at the moment are vacant. So no one's going into this match as the champion. Whoever wins these matches will be the first champions of season number 2 of our Universe mode. So without further ado, let's get straight into our opening match. The Young Bucks versus Red Dragon. And here is that match. For some reason, the game has tried to squish all the detail into that little tiny bit in the middle. But like I said, it is going to be the Young Bucks taking on Red Dragon. This is going to be the beginning of one of our tag team rivalries. So it's going to be a very interesting match. I'm looking forward to this. Both very even teams, and I think Kyle O'Reilly, for me, is probably the star out of these 4 guys. Let's see how it goes on, I suppose. And here we go, San Diego. I tell you what, that's a hell of a loading screen. That it took about 6 minutes to load this. I know we've got the entrances, of course. Now, what we have done is we've slightly changed it up a little bit. The Young Bucks are going to be representing Matt Rushmore 2.0, and we're going to have the team of Tama Tonga and Bad Luck Fale representing Bullet Club. We're still going to have Young Bucks aligned with Bullet Club as such, but they're going to be involved in both stables at the same time. So yeah, that's sort of the idea behind it. We didn't want to obviously wedge them all into the same stable, which we could do now with obviously AJ Styles, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson leaving the indie scene. So that's what I've done. I split them into 2. We could fit them all into 1, but then of course they only have 1 tag team then. And here of course is Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Really good calls, these ones. I believe these were made by Die Hard Detroit. Definitely worth a look if you are on the PlayStation. Search for the hashtag Die Hard Detroit on the community creations. You will find a lot of really good calls that he's made. I've downloaded quite a few of them. A few new ones that you guys probably haven't seen yet that will be debuting over the next few weeks as well. Some guys in Lucha Underground, and especially Pro Wrestling Guerrilla this weekend. Our first pay-per-views this weekend are Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, like I just said, and we're going to have Lemmy on the Saturday, and we're going to have Bowie on the Sunday. So 2 really good shows. Really just be paying homage to the 2 Rock legends we've lost over the last couple of weeks as well. As it looks like there's been Matt Jackson and Bobby Fish to start things off. So yeah, like I've said, we're going to have a pay-per-view on the 4th week of every month, sorry, for Ring of Honor, so that's going to be pretty good. That first pay-per-view is going to be Best in the World, and at Best in the World we're going to crown our first Ring of Honor Heavyweight Champion. Now, to get into that match, I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet. I'm sort of thinking either Fatal 4-Way or we could do a knockout competition, I'm not sure yet. But either way, the first champion will be crowned at that Best in the World pay-per-view. Of course, first tag team champions and television champions to be crowned this evening. We've got War Machine, and I don't think we've seen War Machine in Season 1 at all. Kaz and Daniels we definitely didn't see in Season 1. There wasn't a decent set on there, and of course I've just found these 2, and they're absolutely fantastic. The ones that we're going to see later on this evening. Really, really good calls, them ones. And I know the Ring of Honor Television Championship match is probably not going to be 100% realistic, considering Mike Bennett has now left Ring of Honor. Of course, he's now joined TNA. So I think we probably will take him out of Ring of Honor in the long term, but at the moment we've got him in there. If he doesn't win this evening, then we might take him out. I've kept him in the game because we're going to do a couple of random matches with some of the top TNA guys, just to see what their matches are going to be like. Maybe Mike Bennett versus EC3, Mike Bennett, Bobby Roode, Mike Bennett, James Storm, them sort of guys. Maybe the same sort of thing with Austin Aries as well, because we know of recent Austin Aries. Austin Aries has signed for the WWE. It was announced at the most recent set of NXT tapings. I think he was attacked by Baron Corbin or something like that, so obviously leading towards whatever sort of storyline they're going to do that. I don't know why they get a fantastic wrestler like Austin Aries and dump him in with someone like Baron Corbin. I've got no idea, but there you go. I'm thinking they need to bring guys like Austin Aries in, because I should imagine it's been too long before the likes of Finn Balor and Sami Zayn and Hideo Itami all head up to the main roster, so they're going to have some top guys in there to sort of fill the void. Great Dragon suplex there by Kyle O'Reilly on Nick Jackson. And like I said, it's been a pretty good little rivalry, this one. Hoping the game's not going to glitch out too much on us. And I believe we actually get... Let me try and think now. It's Sunday. I'm recording this on a Sunday, so tomorrow is going to be the 25th. So Tuesday, yeah, the day this video is uploaded, the Tuesday, I believe today is going to be the day that the NXT downloadable content is released. You get Samoa Joe, you get Blake and Murphy, and you get Los Matadors. Of course, we'll be doing random matches for all those three, so keep an eye out for that. I'll show you guys exactly how they play in the ring. Matt Jackson now with a neck breaker there on Kyle O'Reilly. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2. Only enough for a 2 count. This match still continues on. And yeah, I had to do this really. I know I'd reduced the schedule down to only 5 shows a week anyway, but it wasn't going to be a realistic amount for me to do. I say it's only 3 shows a week, but like I said, it's not going to be, because we're going to have multiple night pay-per-views more than likely. The first Shikara pay-per-view I'm looking to do is going to be the King of Trios, which I'm absolutely petrified for, because I know how long it takes to do 6-man tag matches on this game. There's the super kick by Matt Jackson, but Bobby Fish is in quickly enough to break up the pin. So yeah, we're going to do the King of Trios. That's going to be very interesting. So keep an eye out on the Shikara playlist. That'll be a new playlist being started up. And you'll see a few little videos just showing who are going to be the entrants into that competition. That's going to end up being sort of like 3 or 4 days, I should imagine. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla this weekend is going to be a 2-day event. We're going to have Lemmy and we're going to have Bowie. Ring of Honor is probably going to be one-night pay-per-views, considering they have weekly shows anyway. Lucha Underground, they're not going to have any pay-per-views at all. They're going to do everything weekly, just like they do in real life. So we'll have all the Lucha Underground Championship matches and the Gift of the Gods Championship, and obviously the Trios, which we can't do, but the big Tag Team Championships on this game. All those will happen on the weekly shows. Evolve normally record 2 or 3 shows per month, or whenever they get a chance, so we'll probably do the same thing. We'll do 3 shows, maybe a Friday, Saturday and Sunday night show. And yeah, so it's going to be it's still going to have quite a few shows. It's going to be very much down to now the sort of time I get. Like I said, I'm not going to get a lot of time during the week anymore, so I'm going to try and get everything recorded over a weekend and all scheduled to be uploaded, and hopefully I'll be able to keep up with the schedule. I will be doing a lot of other stuff as well still, of course. I will continue in the Football Manager Gibraltar Challenge that I'm doing, Fallout 4 as well, because those sort of videos are so quick and easy for me to record and obviously upload. It's these ones. These are the ones that take all the time. They can take up to an hour to record, and then they take a long time to put into the editor, then to edit the video, and then to come out the editor. And it can take me 6 or 7 hours just to do one of these wrestling videos, to record it, edit it, and upload it as well. Whereas stuff like the Football Manager is really, really quick. Nick Jackson there catching the referee. So that's why you'll see I've uploaded a lot of Football Manager over the last couple of weeks, but not much of this, because the Football Manager is so quick for me to do, and I didn't want my channel just to be sat there with nothing being uploaded at all. Bobby Fish now lining Matt Jackson up. Kyle O'Reilly taking Nick Jackson out on the outside. There's the spinning kick. Into the pin, Bobby Fish. 1, 2. And Nick Jackson can't get there, and Red Dragon pick up the victory here over the Young Bucks in the opening match of the evening. The opening match of our 2nd season of the Universe mode here on WWE 2K16. And what a really good match this has been as well. We knew it was going to be a good match. Two top teams, the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. I would imagine whoever comes out on top of this feud would instantly become #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships as well, you'd imagine. Only enough for a 2 count there for Matt Jackson. Bobby Fish came into the ring at this point. Caught Matt Jackson with a great Samoan drop. He went for the pin here, but evidently it wasn't enough at this point in time. And I think it was these two, the guys in the ring for the majority of the match, I think, really. Here was the Falcon Arrow. Again, though, not enough to keep Matt Jackson down. This is the point in the match sort of opened up there, really. Nick Jackson came in, and Kyle O'Reilly had enough. He threw Nick Jackson over the top rope. Bobby Fish then stalking the grounded Matt Hardy, as Kyle O'Reilly's taken Nick Jackson out on the outside. And Bobby Fish was able to hit him with that spinning heel kick in for the pin. And Nick Jackson was just not able to get back in the ring in time. And there we go, victory for Red Dragon in the opening match of season number 2 of our Universe mode. What a great win this has been for these two. But of course, this is just the first battle in the war, which is going to be going on now for a good few weeks, all the way up until our first pay-per-view, of course, Best in the World, coming up in 4 weeks' time. And a great way for Red Dragon to start off this second season. And here is a quick update on the rivalry. Tough competition. Tag team competition begins to heat up as Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly take on Matt and Nick Jackson. So from that one, I'm already showing a lot of difference, really. A lot of increases there for Bobby Fish. He's become more prideful, more respectful, more loyal, more bold, and more disciplined. All from that one match. That's pretty impressive. Little spoiler there in the bottom corner showing you exactly who's in the Matt Rushmore stable. You can see there's one new guy there that we didn't see in season 1 at all. Super Dragon. We'll see a lot more of him in the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla stages. Nothing new really. Oh, Kyle O'Reilly's now on a hot streak, which is good, and as is Bobby Fish. So that's interesting to see. Let's see if they can take that hot streak into next week's show. And here is match number 2 of the evening. It's Kenny Omega taking on Jay Lethal in a rivalry match. And here we go. You may have noticed one difference with season number 2, and that is we are showing the entrances without having to spend so much time doing editing and stuff like that. Because I've got a few extra days to get these videos done, it does give me the opportunity to really improve the actual show itself by showing you the entrances and things like that. I think it adds to the actual show. This is Kenny the Cleaner, of course, Kenny Omega, the leader of Bullet Club now, I would assume. It's not been confirmed really as yet, but it looks like he's taken charge when AJ Styles has been exiled, shall we say, from the group. So this is very interesting, this. Kenny Omega, Jay Lethal, the current Ring of Honor World Champion in real life. Of course, he's not in our Universe mode at the moment. And obviously won't be our first champion because he's going to be tied up in this rivalry the whole way up until the Best of the World pay-per-view. I quite like this Kenny Omega entrance. And if you are keeping an eye on the random match series, we're going to see a lot of Kenny Omega this week. As I'm burping here. It's not very good, is it? Yeah, we'll see a lot of Kenny Omega this week. I've done a few matches with him. We've done a match against AJ Styles, which I believe may have been uploaded already. We've done a match against Okada and a match against Tanahashi. Those matches I think are going to be uploaded this weekend coming up. So definitely worth a watch. I just wanted to see how Omega would really deal with some of the bigger names in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's been lifted up the card now to face off against some of the topper guys. He's been taken away from the junior heavyweight division. And we're going to see how he gets on. Of course, Jay Lethal here. Well, I've downloaded a new Jay Lethal. I weren't only keen on the one that we had before. Hopefully this one, it does look a bit better actually. I think he'll be hoping to get a bit of gold around his waist at some point as well. But I just thought this rivalry would be such a great way to start Season 2 of the Universe mode that I was really happy to go forward with this. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys are in the ring as well. Also did Kenny Omega versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So I think over the next week or so, we should have had, I think in the space of a week, probably 4 Kenny Omega matches in 7 days. So definitely keep an eye on them, especially if you are a big Kenny Omega fan. He did pretty well, I have to say. Let's see how he gets on, though, against the current Ring of Honor Heavyweight Champion, Jay Lethal. Kenny Omega versus Jay Lethal. And here we go. We didn't really use Jay Lethal at all in season number 1, mainly because I just couldn't find a decent looking one. I'm still not 100% happy with this one, but I think it's a lot better than what we had before. So, yeah, I'm happy to go ahead and use him a bit more this season. Guys locking up here once again. It's Jay Lethal getting around behind Kenny Omega. Omega breaks free, they get around behind. Jay Lethal belly to back slam, and great collegiate wrestling skills being shown by both these guys at the moment. Kenny Omega sending Jay Lethal across into the ropes, and Lethal comes back with a clothesline. A great belly to belly suplex there on Kenny Omega as well. Now I'm thinking who we could have as our first Ring of Honor champion. Of course, we do have guys like Chris Hero. We've got Michael Elgin. We've got Jay Briscoe. Who else have we got? Who else have we got? There can be we've got Hanson, who could get involved in that championship as well. Jay Lethal, like I said, is going to be tied up with this for now. Guys like Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly's going to be tied up in a feud though, isn't he? So we've got a lot of talent. So it'll be interesting to see who breaks out over the next few weeks. Maybe we can do a couple of like Fatal 4-Way matches, and the winners of the Fatal 4-Way matches go in to obviously the Best in the World pay-per-view to fight out for the championship. Great reversal there by Jay Lethal, sliding off the back of Kenny Omega, dropping him into the DDT. Now Lethal dropping a knee across the chest of Kenny Omega as well, bringing him back up to his feet now. Beautiful dropkick, very Kazuchika Okada-esque. Of course, Okada, the man with the most beautiful dropkick in the world, widely renowned for his drop kicks. Jay Lethal just stamping on that arm, very aggressive move. Jay Lethal bringing Kenny Omega back up to his feet again, but Omega catches him with a boot to the gut, and now a Northern Light suplex as well. Omega straight in with a pin, one, only a 1 count. Big kick to the back of Jay Lethal. It looks like Omega's finally starting to come into this one now. Omega bringing Jay Lethal back up to his feet, spins him around. I thought he might be going for the electric chair German there, but Lethal managed to break free. Lethal with a Russian leg sweep. And I think Jay Lethal, rumour has it, is someone that WWE have been heavily looking at over the last few months as well. And Lethal with that pile driver. This could be all already. This could be a very quick match. 1, 2. It's only enough for a 2 count. I thought that could have been it already there, you know. But Kenny Omega continues on. Lethal now with the front chanter, and Omega sending him across to the ropes here. Jay Lethal got planned, just staring Omega down, but Omega playing possum, catches Lethal, takes him up. Oh, and showing the strength, Omega here, only a junior heavyweight across in New Japan Pro Wrestling for the last year. And dropping Lethal so his feet actually catch that top rope. Very, very painful manoeuvre. Like I've said before, those ropes are not as soft and springy as many people might think. They are woven steel. They really are painful. These sort of guys have to learn how to bounce off the ropes. They're not easy at all. Kenny Omega locking the legs. Maybe looking for a fisherman's buster. That could be all, you know. That could be all. Omega to go for the pin here on Jay Lethal. 1, 2. And Jay Lethal kicks out as well. And Omega continues the assault, but I'm not sure what else he's got up his sleeve now. Omega sending Lethal against that rope. Now Omega sending Lethal to the outside, and Kenny Omega looking for here. Oh, great dive over the top rope, just taking Lethal out. Beautiful move. And Omega looking to continue the assault as well. But Lethal back into this one now, sending Kenny Omega against the barrier, but Omega comes back with a knee to the gut. Lethal now with some knees to the face of Kenny Omega. Big right hand, now sending Omega into the barricade again. Now head first into the barricade. Referee counting these two guys out still. Both make it back into the ring. Boot to the gut by Lethal, but Omega catches him in that snapmare. And now just pressing the knee into the centre of the back of Jay Lethal. Very painful move. And Lethal looks to break free. Lethal the big elbow to the gut, followed by the kick to the gut. Now bringing Omega in with a front chancery, sending him into this corner turnbuckle. And out of nowhere there, the ace crusher by Jay Lethal. That could be all. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Jay Lethal does pick up the victory over Kenny Omega here out of nowhere with that ace crusher. Omega never saw it coming. There's a Northern Light suplex earlier on in the match. Went for the pin, but it was only enough for a 2 count. Russian leg sweep there by Jay Lethal. Brought Kenny Omega back up to his feet and caught with a power driver as well. Surprised that Kenny Omega actually managed to kick out of this one. Here's Omega with a Fisherman's Buster. And I'm surprised that a Leaf managed to kick out of this one. Both guys showed fantastic resilience throughout the match. But again, it was only enough to keep Jay Lethal down for the 2 count. See Lethal now just throwing Kenny Omega into the corner. Omega just breaks free, and as he turns around just straight to the ace crusher, Jay Lethal manages to keep him down for the 3 count. As you see, Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler just photo bombing in the background. I wish there was a way to get rid of the commentary table. I wish there was, because it's pointless having them 3 guys there. It just takes away from the realism, doesn't it? But Jay Lethal gets first blood in this rivalry. I'm sure there's a lot more to come from this one. And here is the rivalry update. As you can see, Omega's become more egotistical, more disrespectful, and more cowardly through that match. So that's pretty impressive. Jay Lethal, what's that crown mean? I've got no idea what that crown means. But he's become, he's got a hot streak and he's got a momentum boost as well. Let's try and find out what that crown means. I'm going to have a quick look now. No, I'll have a look at the end because, yeah, we're going to go straight into our next match now. Which, of course, I think is Matt Sydal versus ACH. Let's have a quick look. And it is Matt Sydal versus ACH in another rivalry match here this evening. This is going to be a very high-flying and fast-paced rivalry. I can see it now. And here we go. With the entrance of Matt Sydal first. I must admit, this is the first time I've seen quite a few of these entrances. I really do appreciate anyone out there who does create cores and puts all the entrances on there as well. I do get a bit fed up with watching the same Colin Cassidy entrance over and over again. I don't know why it's set at the Colin Cassidy entrance as the basic one. This is obviously the Tyler Breeze entrance. Well, this screen is at the top anyway. This suits Matt Sydal, this entrance, quite a lot actually. Obviously using the Neville here, but yeah, I like this. And I think this match against ACH is going to be really good as well. It's going to be a really good one, this. I think this whole rivalry is going to be really good. It's going to be very, very high-paced, fast rivalry. I'm looking forward to it now. I'm looking forward to it already. And here comes his opponent, of course, ACH. I love ACH. He's a really funny wrestler as well. I don't think a lot of people really give him a lot of credit for that. Especially, I don't really watch a lot of Ring of Honor. I must be honest. I watch a lot of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and ACH worked a lot of that before the Ring of Honor contract situation. But now, of course, that's all been lifted now, so ACH can officially work for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla once again. So I'm assuming we'll see a lot more of him over in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and he really was funny. I think the thing with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla is they really just allow people to come in and just do what they do. They've obviously booked them because they know what they can do, so just bring them in and let them prove it, let them show what they can do. Because that's the main thing that really annoys me with WWE is they bring people in, and as soon as they bring them in, they've obviously brought them in because they like what they're doing, they like their ability, they like their character, they like everything about them, and then they bring them into NXT and they try to rebrand them. Why? You brought them in for the specific reason of what they are. The people that have done the best in WWE are the ones that have been left the way they were. Look at CM Punk. He came in, they didn't change his name, they didn't change his gimmick, and he came in, he was a massive success. Look at Kevin Owens. They didn't change his gimmick at all. He came in and did exactly what he did in the indie scene. Been a huge success. Look at Adam Rose, for example. They brought him in. He was doing pretty well down at NXT as Leo Kruger, getting over with the fans. And then they decide at the last minute to put him up to the main roster as Adam Rose. And the thing completely bombed. Same thing with Fandango as well. It's a shame because these guys have spent so many years developing who they are. And just to take that away from the only one it might work for, I think, is going to be Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, of course, was El Generico on the indie scene. They brought him in, they've taken the mask off him and made him a normal just wrestler. And he's really gone from strength to strength with that. So I think that's what they need to do. They need to just stop trying to change people because it never seems to work. You've got to think these guys have spent nearly a decade developing some of their characters, and to bring them in, change them and try and get them to be the same level after 3 or 4 months and then boast them to the main roster just doesn't work. And I think that's what PWG are good at. They bring people in, they let them have full creative control over their own matches. If you want to do a slow motion bit, you do a slow motion bit. If you want to be ACH and you want to turn into Stone Cold Steve Austin in the middle of the match, then you do it. The fans absolutely went mad for it as well. It was amazing. Matt Sydal just slamming the knee now of ACH into the mat. And it's been pretty ground-based, this match so far, considering the 2 high flyers we do have involved. Matt Sydal now with that front Russian leg sweep. Rolls ACH over. And just stamping on the arm. Big punch the gut there by ACH. Right in the ribs. Scoop slam on Matt Sydal. Brings him back up to his feet again, and Matt Sydal catches him there with the arm drag. And a DDT into the mat. Face first ACH goes. Matt Sydal going for the first pin of the match. 1, 2. Arena for a 2 count. I'm surprised that Sydal is someone that's not made a debut yet for Lucha Underground. I thought he'd be their sort of perfect guy. There are a few new people for this season of Lucha Underground. There's a finisher maneuver there by Matt Sydal. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2. Arena for a 2 count. The first one never seems to work. The first finisher never seems to work in this game. I don't know why. So, yeah, but there are a few new people that have debuted for Lucha Underground. I don't want to give away many spoilers, but I believe they've obviously had Rey Mysterio join. They've had Jerry Ryan join. PJ Black, of course, formerly Justin Gabriel, he's joined as well. These are not going to be, well, we're going to be doing our own Lucha Underground this Thursday as well, and obviously we're going to involve those guys. The best thing about our Lucha Underground, which starts this Thursday, is that the real Lucha Underground second season also starts this Thursday, so we're going to coincide that, which is pretty good. ACH now sending Matt Sydal to the outside, and maybe we are going to see some more high-flying action here. We've got a great camera angle for it as well. ACH waiting for Sydal to get back up to his feet. Springing off that far rope, and out he comes. And catches Sydal with that suicide dive through the middle rope. Great move. And a huge kick there on the outside by ACH as well. Is the referee even counting? I can't even tell. I can't hear him. Sydal now locking in a single leg Boston Crab. Referee's only up to a 3 count. God knows how. Now do the 4 count. He's counting really, really slowly as this referee. Up to a 5, both guys now back into the ring. Matt Sydal taking ACH up and dropping him into a front Falcon Arrow. Again, bringing ACH back up to his feet. ACH reverses him into the Russian leg sweep. Only a 2 count there for ACH though. Big forearm by ACH, now spinning Matt Sydal round. Reverse Hurricanrana, big move. But Matt Sydal straight back up to his feet. Looking to try and catch ACH, but ACH seems to create a little bit of space, throwing Sydal into the corner and catch him with a massive clothesline. ACH now pulling Sydal out of the corner. Dropping an elbow into the centre of the knee. Very painful move. Brings Sydal back up to his feet. There's the snapmare. Sydal with a big punch to the gut of ACH. Taking ACH up onto his shoulders. What's he got planned here? There's that big sit-out front slam. Almost a bit like a Death Valley driver, but brings him out the front. Big knee to the face of ACH as well. Can Matt Sydal finish him off? There's the DDT. And I don't know why the first finisher never works on these matches. I've got no idea why. I've got the finishing manoeuvre power set at the maximum. And I've got the reversals taken back a little bit because it got a little bit annoying with the amount of reversals. But I don't understand why people don't seem to stay down from finisher manoeuvres. And it's the only way you can win a match with a finisher manoeuvre as well, 9 times out of 10. Complete shot there by ACH. Is he going to have enough in the locker to get across and make a pin? ACH is really struggling here with energy. It looks like it, and he's down on one knee. Finally, does make his way back up to his feet. Matt Sydal crawling towards the ropes. Matt Sydal gets met with a big kick to the gut. ACH now stamping on the back of the arm of Matt Sydal. This match not really been as high paced and as fast as I thought it was going to be. Matt Sydal does lock in that finisher manoeuvre and cuts him down. Almost like a reverse DDT, but using the leg, and surely that's going to be enough for the 3 count. 1, 2, and no! ACH kicks out again. Wow. That means we have to wait for another finish to happen by the looks of it. Matt Sydal with a snap suplex. Oh, Sydal is going up top. Does he have a shooting star press in his locker? Is that what he's looking for? It is beautiful shooting star press. The airborne. Well, it used to be the airborne, not anymore, of course. 1, 2, and surely this time. What? What on earth has this game been smoking? There is no way anybody would kick out of 2 of those reverse DDTs and a shooting star press as well. No way. We're going to have a hell of a feud here between these two. I can just see it now. If ACH is going to show this much resilience in every single match. Arm drag by ACH taking Matt Sydal down. There's a complete shot. And can ACH steal this one? Now in for the pin he goes. 1, 2. And he's done it. ACH withstands so much damage and he comes back to win the match. Wow. Wow, wow, wee wow. I cannot believe ACH has done that. He got caught with 2 of Matt Sydal's finishing manoeuvre, that reverse DDT with the leg. I don't know what that's called. If anyone knows what that's called, can you let me know in the comment section below so I can use it in future videos. But there it is there. He's used that quite a lot now in the indie scene. And of course, using the shooting star press as well. You'd think that one of those 3 moves would have finished off ACH, but he showed his resilience. He stayed in it and managed to actually sneak a victory himself. And Matt Sydal could not be happy with himself to hit ACH with 3 finisher manoeuvres and to be caught with that complete shot. Here comes the shooting star press. One of the best shooting star presses around at the moment, if not ever. That's a beautiful shooting star press that Evan Bourne can pull off. Evan Bourne, Matt Sydal, you know what I mean. And I could not believe that ACH kicked out there. Absolutely stunning. I couldn't believe it at all then. See Matt Sydal just bringing ACH back up to his feet, and ACH just catches him with the arm drag back up to his feet, and a straightaway complete shot, and there it was. The finish there for ACH. ACH, great victory for him. That's really going to help build him up in the future. Really going to give him a bit of motivation going into this feud as well between these two. So ACH playing the heel. What I have done in this universe mode is obviously I've reset the universe mode, so we're starting from the very beginning, but I've simmed a year into the future, and basically by doing that, it's turned some people heel, it's turned some people face that were heel to start with, so it's given us a little bit of a basis to go off, which is why it's going to work a little bit better than last year, I hope. But let's have a quick look at the feud update for this one as well. And here is the update. There's no sort of headline to the update, but as you can see, Sydal's become slightly more prideful and respectful. ACH has got himself a nice little momentum boost. I don't know why his allies involve Rocky Romero and Andrew Everett, not quite sure why. He has developed enemies with Chuck Taylor, Chris Hero, Solomon Crowe and Michael Elgin. That's an interesting one. Matt Sydal has enemies of Eddie Edwards, Doc Gallows and Ricochet. Very interesting. But let's get into our first of our championship matches here this evening. And here is our next match of the evening. It's going to be a Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match as Raymond Rowe and Warbeard Hansen take on Kazarian and Daniels versus Bad Influence for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Right, God, these loading screens are very, very long today. That must be like another 5 minutes or so. Here come War Machine, Hansen, and Raymond Rowe. We didn't see a lot of these guys in season number 1. They only debuted pretty much towards the end, and yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they get on now. They've got an opportunity here to become the tag team champions, so gone from not being used much at all in season 1 to going to the champions is a big, big difference for them. Of course, Bad Influence, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, a team that were not involved at all in season number 1. Now they've got a chance to become champions, so a real chance for one of these two teams to just take the opportunity they've got and just run into the distance with it. And I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a great contrast in style as well. I would imagine that Hansen and Raymond Rowe are a lot more of the strong style, whereas Kazarian and Daniels are going to be a lot more high-paced, a lot more high-flying as well, I would imagine. And a pretty good Kazarian and Daniels, these ones, I must say. I struggled to find a good set of Kazarian and Daniels, but these are definitely the best ones I've seen out there. That's why we never had them in season number 1. They were the wrestlers I really wanted, but we just couldn't find a decent version of them. Oh, here we go. Tag Team Championship match. One half of our double main event here this evening. Kazarian and Daniels versus War Machine for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. And here we go. We had a great tag team match earlier on in the evening. Can we have another great tag team match here right now? As Kazarian getting the early advantage of that big drop kick on Hansen. And a big kick to the gut as well. You see Kazarian now just wrenching back at the neck of Hansen. Not the sort of start we expected here from Kazarian. We expected more fast-paced, high-flying from himself. But it looks like he's gone more mat-based, and they see Hansen just chop-blocking the leg of Kazarian, sorry. Kazarian struggling. Raymond Rowe is in, but Kazarian catches him straight away with the neck breaker. Rolls him over, big clubbing blow against the back of Raymond Rowe. And a big kick to the back now as well. And another one as well. Rowe is struggling here. Kazarian brings him back up to his feet, spins him round. Back into the middle of the ring, and oh, great reverse power slam there, dropping Raymond Rowe on his face. Kazarian now bringing Raymond Rowe up and dropping him against that top rope to get a little bit more momentum, then slamming him down in the Falcon Arrow. Kazarian really dominating this match at the moment. Big knee to the face of Rowe, a big kick to the back as well. Kazarian rolling Raymond Rowe over. That's a tricky sentence to say. Rowe back up to his feet and a massive uppercut there on Kazarian. Bring Kazarian into the middle of the ring. Now turns him round into a neck breaker. And Raymond Rowe makes the tag into Hansen, Warbeard Hansen. Kazarian now with a neck breaker on Hansen. Big clubbing blow across the back there by Kazarian as well. Now bringing Hansen into the middle of the ring, taking him up, looking for an Alabama slam maybe. And it is a huge Alabama slam, and Kazarian is dominating this match. I don't know where this has come from. He looks like he's absolutely desperate to get this championship. In comes Christopher Daniels. Is he going to have the same sort of effect as Hansen just launching Daniels across the ring? Maybe not. Hansen now up on the middle rope, goes for a big back senton, but it was just too far away and he completely missed Christopher Daniels. Quite embarrassing, really. Rowe now wrenching back at the neck of Christopher Daniels, and Daniels has really struggled compared to Kazarian, who was dominating this match. Daniels now pulling Rowe back into the middle of the ring, now over the top of the cutter. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2. Only enough for a 2 count. Daniels now locking in the head scissors. And a big elbow to the forehead of Raymond Rowe, just to add insult to injury up there. There's the tag in by Daniels to Kazarian. That was with a big knee to the face of Hansen. And a complete shot as well. We saw ACH pick up the victory with that move earlier on. Kazarian in with a pin. 1, 2. Only enough for a 2 count. But it's getting closer and closer now for Kazarian and Daniels. Big kick to the back there of Hansen by Kazarian again. Hansen back up to his feet and managing to avoid the clubbing blow to the back, but Kazarian does catch him. Takes him up. And there he goes down, slamming him down in that cop killer style move. Now in for the pin he goes. This could be all new champions, maybe. 1, 2. I think he got it. He just about got it. Raymond Rowe was too slow in the ring. And Bad Influence are your first ever Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions here in Season 2 of our Universe mode. Wow. I was not expecting that to be such a convincing win for Bad Influence, I must admit. There's the over-the-top cutter by Christopher Daniels. Only enough for a 2 count. And Raymond Rowe, for me, was just too slow into the ring. You saw Kazarian come in, and Kazarian was the man in this one. He dominated proceedings for quite a long chunk of time. There was that complete shot and the beginning of the end, really. Went in for the pin there, but of course that was only enough to get him the 2 count. And then here he does, taking Hansen up. Dropping him down. Back of his head, back of his neck, slamming into the mat. And Kazarian gets the free kick. You see Raymond Rowe is just too slow across the ring. He just got there to break the pin, but he'd already counted the 3. We've got brand new tag team champions for you. Kazarian and Daniels Bad Influence making their debut on this game for me. And they've won the tag team championships already. What a stunning, stunning match we've had here. It was very, very quick. I must admit, very, very quick. I should imagine these two guys will be defending that tag team championship at the Best in the World pay-per-view coming up in a few weeks' time as well. We'll have to decide. I'm not quite sure if War Machine deserve another opportunity. We've got the Briscoe brothers as well, sitting around doing not much. Of course, we've got Tama Tonga and Bad Luck Fale representing Bullet Club. They'll be interested in this Tag Team Championship. And of course, we've got the All Night Express, Rhett Titus and Kenny King as well. So there's a lot of different teams vying for these Tag Team Championships. I'm sure over the next few weeks we will determine a #1 contender for our Best in the World pay-per-view. But let's get in to our main event of the evening. And here is that main event of the evening. It's going to be a Ring of Honor Television Championship match. Fatal 4-way Falls Count Anywhere. We've got Roderick Strong. We've got Davey Richards. We've got Mike Bennett and Tommaso Ciampa. Who is going to be our first television champion of our Season 2 Universe Mode? We'll find out right now. And here we go. Another incredibly long load. I must admit, I'm up to about an hour and 20 minutes already on this video. I think when I cut it down and get rid of all the loading screens, we're going to be under an hour at least at this point in time. I'm sure we are. I suppose it has got to load 4 entrances and created wrestlers and the Ring of Honor Television Championship. I have got a new Television Championship because the last one kept bugging out. Hopefully this one's going to work a little bit better. We will see it at the end of the match, hopefully. We've got Davey Richards in this match. Somebody who's not currently working for Ring of Honor, but somebody I've added to this roster just to help beef it out. Of course, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards were long-time members of the Ring of Honor roster. Still working Pro Wrestling Guerrilla in that as well, so I thought why not have them in Ring of Honor. Of course, Davey Richards is also one of the... I used to do Davey Richards in entrance, but not really. Davey Richards is one of the guys that I believe he's a co-founder of Evolve. So we'll definitely be seeing a lot more of him. He's going to be involved in PWG. He's going to be involved in Ring of Honor, and he'll be involved in Evolve as well. And maybe even involved in Chikara. Like I said, we are going to do some bigger events, like the King of Trios, for example. We're going to see a lot more people involved in the King of Trios. It's not just going to be the Chikara guys. We'll have some Ring of Honor guys. We'll have maybe 1 or 2 legends in there. I'm not going to give away any surprises, but I do have plans to put a few legends in there as well. Yeah, there are going to be a few extra guys in there. Be some PWG guys. I think that's about as much as I can really tell you at the moment. But that's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to doing that one. It's probably going to take me a while to get it done, so I'm hopefully going to try and get a few episodes of this Universe Mode recorded and ready to go. So I've got a bit more time to record some of the longer pay-per-views. Because King of Trios, based on my history with recording 6-man tag matches, it's going to be very, very long. So it's going to be very, very arduous as well. So I need to try and get that done as soon as I possibly can, I should imagine. But enough about what's coming up over the next few weeks. Let's talk about what's going to come up in the next few minutes. Davey Richards, Mike Bennett, Roderick Strong, and my mind's gone blank already. Who was next? I've forgotten now. Tommaso Ciampa, that's what it is. Tommaso Ciampa. 4 guys that could really take this championship and really run with it. It's quite a tricky situation because in this match, of course, Davey Richards is no longer with Ring of Honor, he's working TNA. Mike Bennett is no longer with Ring of Honor, he's working TNA. Tommaso Ciampa is no longer with Ring of Honor, he's working the indie scene and of course NXT. So Roderick Strong is the only guy in this match who's currently still working with Ring of Honor. But they're all fantastic guys and I really want to use them as much as I possibly can in this universe. But there's no point in just bunging them in somewhere and just not using them at all. If we can use them in Ring of Honor, I will use them in Ring of Honor. I'll try to keep Ring of Honor as realistic as possible. We will have some other new guys in here as well. Looking at guys like Silas Young and Dalton Castle and guys like that. So we'll definitely use some more of those in the future. But at the moment, this is our roster we're going forward with at the moment. We're only doing 5 matches per week, so there's not a massive roster on Ring of Honor at the moment, I must admit. There's a huge roster for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, but that's because just everyone works Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, so I've just allowed more or less everyone to be involved with that. And the one thing with Ring of Honor as well is we might do, it was suggested quite a while ago actually, a pay-per-view by Kyrie Bellick. Suggested we do a Ring of Honor one-night-only pay-per-view, which involved WWE allowing certain wrestlers to come back for one night only and wrestle in Ring of Honor, such as Kevin Owens, Neville could be involved as well, Cesaro, Sami Zayn. There's quite a few guys that could come back. Tyler Black, of course, one of the big names from Ring of Honor in the past. So we'll definitely look at doing that at some point. That sounds like quite a fun little thing to do. Whether that'll be a pay-per-view, or whether we'll just do a random extra pay-per-view on top, is yet to be seen. I think I'll probably do it as a normal pay-per-view. We could probably do just like a WWE versus Ring of Honor style invasion pay-per-view. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. But who is going to win this match? This is the interesting one. I made it a Falls Count Anywhere match. I've done this quite a few times. I have explained it. And basically, a Falls Count Anywhere match means that... I'll have to Tommaso Ciampa's entrance again as well. It basically means that you may have noticed there's a new style of... There's a new style of mechanic in a Fatal 4-Way match where 2 guys stay in the ring, 2 guys go outside the ring, and it makes it work a lot better. But the only issue I have found, there's the Ring of Honor Television Championship. It looks a lot better than the old one, doesn't it? Yeah, the only problem with that mechanic is you know the 2 guys on the outside the ring can't win the match. Sorry, I got cut off there. Yeah, the 2 guys that are outside the ring can't win the match. So by making it a Falls Count Anywhere match, then it means the 2 guys on the outside of the ring, which looks like it's going to be Davey Richards and Mike Bennett, it still gives them the opportunity to win the match. So that's basically why I made it a Falls Count Anywhere match. Of course, it's no disqualification, as are all Fatal 4 matches. So weapons are allowed. They're not necessarily going to be used, but sometimes they do. It depends on the wrestlers that are in the game, I think. Some of them have sort of styles where they like to use weapons more often. Bennett now just launching Dave Richards over the top of his shoulders, now going for a pin, and there you go. Tommaso Ciampa has got a baseball bat. Referee on his way out to count. And Ciampa straight at the head of Davey Richards with a baseball bat. And that's the dangerous thing, when people start to use weapons, it wears other people down so quickly that this could be a short match. Here you go, Tommaso Ciampa with a pin. I don't think the other guys have noticed, but Davey Richards just managed to kick out. God knows how he took a baseball bat to the back of the head. I'm surprised he's not been knocked out. Davey Richards with the lifting DDT, very similar to the Executioner. Davey Richards has the baseball bat, looking for some retribution, and does catch Tommaso Ciampa straight in the face with that baseball bat. Roderick Strong bringing Mike Bennett back up to his feet. And a butterfly powerbomb. Now for these guys very much congested on the outside now. Roderick Strong with a pin. Only a 2 count. Davey Richards was hitting a Northern Light suplex on Tommaso Ciampa at the time. I don't think they even knew what was going on. There's the arm drag there by Davey Richards on the outside as Roderick Strong continues to stamp on the grounded Mike Bennett. Great running heel kick there by Davey Richards. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2. Very enough for a 2 count. Roderick Strong obviously confident that Tommaso Ciampa was going to kick out. He didn't even try and break that up himself. Davey Richards now lining Tommaso Ciampa up. As Mike Bennett has Roderick Strong down on the ground. Davey Richards with that underhook power driver. In for the pin he goes. Roderick Strong hasn't even noticed. 1, 2. He's done it. Davey Richards has won it. Roderick Strong had his back turned, and Richards pins Tommaso Ciampa to become our first Ring of Honor Television Champion of the Universe Mode Season 2. What a great win this has been for Dave Richards. It didn't look like it was going to happen after he caught a baseball bat to the head by Tommaso Ciampa early on the match. I would never have expected him to come back and win this match at all. But yeah, well done to Davey Richards. Showing some great resilience there. And it was a bit of a strange one because they sort of trusted everyone else to kick out, and the one point where Davey Richards did hit that underhook power driver, Roderick Strong had his back to the whole situation. He was attacking the grounded Mike Bennett. It just shows that in a match like this, you have to know what you're looking for. You have to have your eyes on everything at the same time. You can't just be working over your opponent. You need to have an eye on what's going on the other side of you. You see Davey Richards here catches Tommaso Ciampa in the underhook, takes him up for the power driver. You see Roderick Strong at this point has just taken Mike Bennett down. He's had his back to the situation here. Just attacking Mike Bennett, and then before he even realised it, referee's called for the bell, and Davey Richards is your new Ring of Honor Television Champion. So like I said, we are going to not crown our heavyweight champion until the Best of the World pay-per-view coming up in 4 weeks' time. Going to be week number 4 of this month. So that's going to be very, very interesting. We'll decide over the next few weeks who is going to be involved in that championship match. What sort of championship match is going to be? Will it be a fatal 4-way? Will it even be an elimination chamber match, which could be a fun way of bringing in our first champion? Of course, not very realistic with Ring of Honor to do elimination chamber, but could be a laugh. It really could be a laugh, and we've got some big names we could have involved in that as well. But anyway, guys, that is the end of this episode. I hope you have all enjoyed it. This has been episode number 1 of season number 2 of our Universe Mode. If you have enjoyed it, then be sure to hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. Makes the video easier to find for other people. Helps the channel grow and all that sort of stuff. And of course, if you are new around here, be sure to subscribe for a lot more of this Universe Mode. Also, we're doing the random match series as well, which you can find on my channel. And there's some few other bits and bobs that I indulge in as well. I've been Chevy Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you all in a few days for the first episode of Lucha Underground.